Hey everybody, it's me again, and this is day 7 of a practice. Obviously, I'm very excited about it. That has us getting moving and breathing and really being with our authentic self. And I sometimes feel like that word authentic is, mm, I, I don't know, overused or maybe it's underused. I don't know, but I think it's something to consider. It's like cutting through the bullshit, just like let's just be able to just drop into what is right now and not have to justify or explain anything. It's just like this is what it is right now. I guess like knowing that the truth is fluid, like this is the truth of the day now. And even our memories change, and through time, when we reflect on our memories, the memories change. And so how do we drop into this flow of stream of consciousness of our memories and like our dreams and our thoughts and just what's present, and be able to articulate it, be able to have a container for it. And yoga is a way, and I think writing is a way, and it's working for me right now. And it's such a simple practice, really. Doesn't even take that much time. So you're gonna or we are going to attempt it right now. We're gonna do a little yoga, and then we're gonna sit down and write for 15 minutes, and let's begin. So this is the last I wanted to offer 7 days of this, just to give you an experience of what it would feel like to do 7 days of this practice. And if you've come this far with it, or if maybe this is the first one you're doing, I don't know. If it's something that you're curious about, knowing that this isn't for everybody, but if you are, like, let me know. And it's really an area that I want to continue to move into. So anyway, thanks for being curious about it. Let's start actually on our feet. And we'll begin with just some opening up our upper body and our shoulders. So as you inhale, just take your arms out really wide and lift your arms over your head. Interlace your fingers and press your palms up. You can even move your hips forward and look up. And then as you exhale, bring your arms out wide again and slowly lower your arms down. Keep your right arm by your right side, left arm up, and let's take a side bend to the right and reach out through your fingers. Good, and then up to the top. Right arm off to your right ear and side bend to the left. And look out through your right, like it's like a little window on your right side. Good, and then come up. And again, 2 arms go up with interlaced hands and fingers, and reach up. Come up on your toes. See if you can balance on the balls of your feet. Good, and then lower your heels down. Release your arms out wide to the sides. And then hands behind your back, interlace your fingers, open through your collarbones. Shift your body weight forward. And then tip your right ear towards the right. Let your head just roll gently across the midline and over to the left. And down through the center and over to the right. It's like you're giving yourself a little neck massage just through conscious movement. Couple more. Oh, this always feels so good. Okay, and then recenter yourself. Let's take the feet apart hip distance and bend the knees. Keep bending them as you forward fold. Lift the wrists away from the back. Shift your weight forward and breathe. hands to your side. So let's bend the knees and lift the arms over the head. And as you exhale, like whoosh your arms back, forward fold. So let's try that again. We're just lubricating the joints. Inhale to come up and exhale to go back. Inhale, rise it up. Exhale. So it's like you are playing like you're wind, moving the winds. Let's do 2 more. 1 and 2. Good. And then come up, all the way up. Bring your hands onto your hips and just step your right foot back, lunge your left knee forward. Take your arms forward and just arm circles. So right arm's gonna go back, down, and forward. Just big arm circles, just with your right arm. So we're going back stroke right now, or backwards, and then we're gonna reverse it. So now you go forward wheel. Good, just bring extra attention to your shoulder joint, to that ball and socket. And know that we are polishing our shoulder joints so we don't get rusty or dusty. Okay, good. And then from here, open the arm, the right arm behind you, expand the chest and tip it back, reverse warrior. Keep equal weight in each foot and each leg. Good, and then place your left forearm on your left thigh and reach your right arm up. And then eventually you can look up. Good, and reach up towards the sky and plug down through your feet and soften through the neck. Inhale, use your legs to help lift you up to that warrior 2, hands to your hips, and kindly step right foot. So now you're back on your 2 feet. All right, now your left leg's gonna go back. Reach your arms forward, find your footing, and now the left arm's gonna go back in a big circle. One side always feels a little funkier than the other side. Like on this side, I actually hear a little sound in my shoulder. My body is speaking to me. And that's such the truth of yoga, that your body doesn't lie. And I think that through this writing that we're doing, it's like getting, like just writing as honestly as possible, and how freeing that is. Good, go in the other direction. Because you're not, writing to perform, you're not writing for a critique or to prove anything. And how somehow, some way that liberates us to be more free and really more generous with ourselves. So one more in a forward stroke. Beautiful. And then open your left arm behind you, open and expand the chest, get into your legs, and tip it back, reverse warrior. And then come forward, land your forearm on your right thigh, stretch your left arm up. Keep looking forward, really root down through your left foot so you feel safe and you feel balanced, steady in your legs, and that way you can turn your head and shift your perspective. Open your lung space and reach way up there, plug down through your feet. Inhale, rise it up to a warrior 2. Hands on your hips, and then step your left foot. Shake it out a little bit. And our last pose is tree. So any tree you want to be, you can use a wall if you need to. Look at, I've got all these trees here to inspire me. So you're going to take your right foot, put it inside of your left thigh, or you can also just put your right foot, tuck it at your ankle. And then you start with the hands together. And perhaps your arms want to come up and branch, flower open at the top. Good, and balance isn't an actual place, it's an experience that you're having, constantly navigating balance. Good, bring your hands to your heart and lower your right foot down. Just Shift the weight around and let's try the other side. Left foot coming inside of the right thigh or at the ankle. You just don't want to put your foot at your knee because you don't want to harm your knee joint. Keep your eyes really soft and focused. Use your imagination to reach up through the crown of your head and root down through the bottom of your right foot. And smile your collarbones and just like, it's like you put yourself in the present moment. You put yourself right in the middle of this big sphere. So great. And then let's bring our hands to the heart and left foot down. And just wiggle and shake and celebrate. And then we're gonna find our chair, find the notebook, and get ready to write right here, right now. Okay. Okay, so day 7, and it's the final day or final poem that I'm going to send to you. This is a poem by a poet I had never heard of until I started doing this teacher training class for this writing, and she's an amazing poet. Oh my gosh, love her work, big fan. And her name is Maya Stein. The poem that I'm going to read to you is How We Are Not Alone. So relax. You can even close your eyes, find a really good position where you can receive, and turn up the volume of your senses and your imagination, and just let yourself go wherever you go with it. Here's how the piece starts. Okay, how we are not alone. Because a light on the other side of the street reveals someone more insomniac than you. Because the camera made its way into the carry-on, not for the traveler, but those staying behind. Because the daisy, its boastful yellow, begged for a closer look. Because you found yourself being stared at by horses. Because the church bell rang precisely at noon, and all of the stores slid closed. Because someone else's charcoal fire made your own mouth water. Because you are afraid of losing him in a crowd. Because of the mournful sound of train whistles. Because your father let you see him cry. Because a palm against a cheek steers the world into softer focus. Because the poplars insist on weathering the winter. Because of lighthouses, because of shadows, because of a shared memory of perfume, because of the sound of feet on cobblestones, because of window boxes, because of the man spinning pizza dough like a circus act, because the apple tree freed itself of dessert, because you could hear the waterfall from a mile away, because she understands your every look, because the martini glasses came in 4s, because the cashier's hand grazed your palm despite the coins between you, because even if the first words fail, the next ones won't, because the car in the next lane signaled left, because of the stone wall you found in the woods, because the dog returns at a single whistle, because of the brilliant descent of leaves and the pile that beckoned the neighbors, because a handful of blackberries saved you the last miles home, because the stars look as if they're winking. Okay, so obviously the jump off line is because, but you can also use this line, which is the title of the poem, How We Are Not Alone. How we are not alone. And just keep writing from there. So you can even start like how we are not alone, and then you can go into because. And if you get stuck, you could just say, this is what I want you to know. Or another way is to go through the back door and say, here's what I don't want to talk about. Here's what I don't want to write about. So many ways, find yours. I'm going to read the poem one more time. You're going to set your timer for 15 minutes, pen never leaving the page, and that's the practice. All right, so How We Are Not Alone by Maya Stein. Because a light on the other side of the street reveals someone more insomniac than you. Because the camera made its way into the carry-on, not for the traveler, but those staying behind. Because the daisy, its boastful yellow, begged for a closer look. Because you found yourself being stared at by horses. Because the church bell rang precisely at noon, and all of the stores slid closed. Because someone else's charcoal fire made your own mouth water. Because you are afraid of losing him in a crowd. Because of the mournful sound of train whistles. Because your father let you see him cry. Because a palm against a cheek steers the world into softer focus. Because the poplars insist on weathering the winter. Because of lighthouses. Because of shadows. Because of a shared memory of perfume. Because of the sound of feet on cobblestones. Because of window boxes. Because of the man spinning pizza dough like a circus act. Because the apple tree freed itself of dessert. Because you could hear the waterfall from a mile away. Because she understands your every look. Because the martini glasses came in fours. Because the cashier's hand grazed your palm, despite the coins between you. Because even if the first words fail, the next ones won't. Because the car in the next lane signaled left. Because of the stone wall you found in the woods. Because the dog returns at a single whistle. Because of the brilliant descent of leaves and the pile that beckoned the neighbors. Because a handful of blackberries saved you the last miles home. Because the stars look as if they're winking. The jump-off lines are How We Are Not Alone, or just use because, and let it go. And you know, again, you're not up to like perform anything or justify or it's like get yourself out of your own way and just let it flow. And I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. So thanks so much for joining this practice, and can't wait to hear what you think. And I'm always up for learning new tricks or learning new recipes and ways to be more authentic. So thanks.